Hello, everybody. My name is Jim Jam Wham, and welcome to Spawnkill Gaming, our little channel here. If you give me a like and subscribe down at the bottom for me real quick before we get into this, that would be well appreciated. But this is the Spawnkill podcast, I guess is what we're calling it. That's cool. If you guys like it, just kind of let us know and everything like that. But we're going to get into this. We're here with all of our trusted colleagues today. This is Adapter Raptor.
How's it going, guys?
We got Nia.
Hey!
We got Nacho.
What up, yo?
We got Harley.
Hello.
We got Red Eyes.
What's up?
And of course, myself, Jam, and we're ready to do this thing. If you guys out there are ready for us, let's go ahead and get started with our first subject. Go ahead, Adapter Raptor, spin it off.
Alrighty, the first subject is going to be Fallout Legacy Collection.
Oh boy.
Actually, it sounds pretty good, man.
Explain to me what this Fallout Legacy Collection is.
We're having some fucking technical difficulties here, apparently, but there should be a picture, and I don't think there's gonna be pictures or videos tonight because something fucking happened. But yeah, it's a collection of Fallout 1, 2, 3, 4, and New Vegas that right now will just be released in Europe and Australia, and I believe like all the other countries except for the United States. Eventually it will get its release in the United States, but it's just a PC thing right now. It's not console.
Well, even so, like, I would love to buy all the Fallout in just one collection, or the Fallouts, I should say.
Dude, I definitely want to play the first one. It's always caught my interest.
Oh, it's good.
See, the first one, it's a top-down experience, and so is the second one.
I played the second one. That was a long time ago. It was weird.
I've played every single one of them, and I have to say that their works of art are pretty good.
You know, I just thought about this. I know this is going to sound a little bit kind of off topic, but like Fallout 1 was very similar to other games at that time. You had Postal 1, I think was what was the other one that came out? Oh, GTA 1, obviously. So it was kind of like, I guess the top-down perspective worked out for some games, and then I guess they just decided to go full 3D, which worked out pretty well.
RPG top-down was like really super popular at that time.
It
As
really.
you can see, you have the Fallout Legacy Collection picture up on the screen right now. If you guys wanted to go ahead and look at that, basically what that contains right there. But what's really weird is it looks like it's the Fallout 2 shelter. I don't understand that, but yeah, it includes Fallout 1, which is just Fallout, and then it's Fallout 2, Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, and Fallout 4, of course. Hopefully not 76 would be included in that. I don't think it is. Yeah, just we're not going to comment on that.
It does not include 76.
Is it canonical?
It includes
No,
Fallout 3 Game of the Year Edition, Fallout New Vegas.
It goes all the way to Fallout 4.
Yeah.
Ooh, that Fallout New Vegas Ultimate Edition, I'm going to have to say is worth it. Only because the DLC for that is fucking amazing.
Now, do you
I'm
guys
gonna
think
say
if they do
this.
this?
What?
I said, do you think they're gonna do the first and second one as a top-down still, or
I don't think so.
They didn't remaster that, I'm telling you that.
No, it was no
I feel like-
remastering, it was just the same
Well,
rendition.
They cleaned up the coding.
It's also not Bethesda's original games that they got there. I forgot the company's name. Jim Jammer knows. They put
wouldn't be able
those
to tell
first
you
two games. Okay. What was I think it was like Obscene Games or something like that. I couldn't tell you for sure.
That was
Okay.
the original publisher for the first game, and then I guess Bethesda acquired it sometime like after '97.
There you go.
Yeah, it was like
think
2001.
was Black Isle Studio, if that sounds correct.
Ah, yes, Black Isle Studio.
Yeah, and then they went out of business, and Bethesda bought that
Just picked
title
up on
from them.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the reason why they won't be included into the legacy pack is because they want their originals. Like
Oh, Fallout
Bethesda's
Tactics is in this too, and that's a fucking that's a very unique game when it comes to the Fallout series.
Yeah. So I think with that being said, let's get into our next topic here. We'll be talking about the re-release of...
Go buy it at Bethesda.net. If you're looking for the Fallout Legacy Collection, either get it on Steam or buy it at Bethesda.net, and it'll guide you wherever you need to go. But
I don't believe
yeah.
it's on Amazon's website right now. It's not on Bethesda's
Oh well,
website.
fuck it. If it's on fucking Amazon, go get it on Amazon. You
So it's
heathens.
pre-orderable then right now.
Yes, it's
Yeah, pretty
pre-orderable.
much.
But
Okay.
like I said, only in other countries. Like it's not like if you buy it, it's not gonna get sent to you. I hardly doubt it. So you're gonna get robbed.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Be released for here.
They will eventually release it for here, but it's not going to be like for a while probably.
They know it's not going to profit. That's why.
Yeah. So let's talk about the re-release of the like all those stupid ass like Super Nintendos, the fucking retarded ass PlayStation.
The mini
thing.
retro
Yeah,
consoles.
the mini retro consoles that are garbage.
Okay, yeah. So like,
When's
the
Xbox
problem
gonna do it?
not being
Never.
the problem not being with the actual like tiny system. The problem being is that they don't put the titles that were worth the fucking system's time on the system. They put like bullshit and promotional shit that had to do with the system most of the time on it. Like the NES almost has nothing off.
Yeah.
20 to 30 games that are preloaded for no apparent reason, and you can't use like your old classics if you want to. If you still have those type of games, you can't because they just don't allow you. See, I thought when the PlayStation Classic came out, it was gonna be like, cool, I can buy this, it's only like 20-30 bucks, and I can buy and use like the regular PlayStation games. No, 20 bullshit non-fucking games that I didn't care about, and luckily I didn't buy it. I did my
Anybody got
research.
any of these games, like a list of this shit offhand? So
I mean,
There was a Final Fantasy on there. I know that. There were actually a lot on there that I didn't even know about growing up playing it.
Honestly, my thoughts on the whole PlayStation Mini. I know some people have asked me about it because I was always a big fan of the PS1, even when it long after it came out. But I mean, my thoughts on this whole mini concept is that it's kind of like a waste of time. You can always make your own version of it with Raspberry Pi, make your own little shell casing. And the worst part about this version that came out more recently was that they were supposed to actually include Silent Hill, and it got omitted for weird reasons. I'm like, dude, there's so many good titles that probably some people have never heard of, and they didn't even implement it in the system. It's like, that's what I'm saying. Just get yourself Raspberry Pi, or just don't even bother buying, the re-release console. Just buy an original. You probably get it for cheap, or just, it's worth, getting something that's much older for just the resale value and all the older titles. I mean, recently I bought a copy of K1 Grand Prix Kickboxing, Tokyo Highway Battle, and of course the original Silent Hill. I spent a good buck on it, but it was definitely worth it. And it's got more bang for my buck instead of buying a mini console, which probably has some emulation issues. I think when it comes to retro consoles, just always be sure you check, like reviews, or get some insight from people who actually know, what they're doing with those. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I would have liked it better if they sold it with a few games on there, but then you could download some other ones to it, like the
Yeah.
220. Because I
Yeah.
have an older game that I like playing. I don't know if you guys heard it, but I have Dino Crisis.
Oh hell yeah!
I
Part
have
1 and
Dino
Part 2.
Crisis 2.
Yeah, Part 2 was definitely like my favorite one.
Oh yeah, I'm having a hard time finding the first one. They're expensive. I found the second one for $10 at a used game store in Colorado, but on Amazon they want almost $500 for a copy.
Yeah, I would solely assume that the reason for it is because the first one was more closer to the Resident Evil series. And not only that, but the series has been kind of really dormant since when Part 3 came out in like 2003, and
For
that was the
Xbox?
last. Yeah, the last good Dino Crisis-related game we had was Dino Stalker. I don't know if you heard of it. It was like a rail shooter that you could freely move around. It was really good. It was
I
like
ended up finding the original list, like the list for what's on the mini console of PlayStation 1.
Huh?
And that is Battle Arena, Toshiden,
Oh yeah,
the
Tony.
fuck
Cool
is that?
Border,
Oh.
Cool Borders 2,
What?
Destruction Derby, Final Fantasy, I think it's 7? Yeah, 7. The original Auto, just Grand Theft Auto. Intelligent Cube, Jumping Flash, Metal Gear Solid,
Oh yeah.
Mr. Driller, Outer Worlds, Abe's Odyssey, Rayman, which honestly I'd play fucking Rayman too.
I never played Rayman.
Resident Evil Director's Cut,
Oh, that's a good one.
Revelations Persona,
Take your turn, Ernie.
yeah. What is this? Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo. Jesus, that's a fucking title.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Siphon Filler,
Filter.
Tekken 3, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six,
Fucking love Tekken 3 though.
Twisted Metal, and Wild Arms. So those are the only games you'll be able to get.
I just would have much rather loved it if they gave you a few presets and you could buy like I would have loved if they set it up like the actual old system where you could buy little like memory cards to put in and then you can like hook it to the internet and download games that you want. That would have made more sense.
That would be
I
great.
think
Like if they could only put up
better.
a store
Yeah.
like for it. Well, the thing is that they are mini consoles and all of that, but they're basically in a sense mini consoles that are just plug and plays.
It would have
That's
beefed
all
up the sale value of the fucking thing. It really would have.
Yeah.
Because didn't it like after a month go from $100 to $50? I know GameStop started selling it for less than $50 after a month or two because it wasn't selling.
Oh,
Right now on the PlayStation Store, they sell it for $100 even.
Oh,
That's PlayStation.
yeah.
You're never gonna see them sell it lower than that though. But I still think that would have made it sell a hell of a lot better because there's a lot of those titles I have no idea what they are. I know what Rayman is. I never played it, but I know of it.
I would
Final
play
Fantasy X.
probably three of those titles. That's it.
Yeah, I have to agree. The only titles I would really play on that, mostly Metal Gear Solid and Terry. All the other titles, it doesn't catch too much of my interest. That's the
Never
thing.
played Metal Gear.
Yeah,
See,
I mean,
look, I could see the allure of this, of it being like, oh, but you could like try these games out and stuff like that. But as
Yeah.
you guys said, you could have just added like a download feature or something. Like it did come with these 20 games, but then you could also download these ones and you could do this and whatnot.
I would strongly suggest, even to those of you who have never played PS1 titles, download emulators right now and try out titles that interest you. There's a couple of places you can check, such as the ISO Zone, which is definitely my favorite place to go. Free ROMs, I think was one that had PS1 ROMs. You just download the ROMs, get the BIOS, get everything, and test out every type of game. There's a lot of games that I've played, mind you, even Japanese release ones, European ones that we never got here in the States back in the day. And there's a lot of good ones that you just normally couldn't play. So,
Yeah.
my suggestion, buy PlayStation or get an emulator to play games that you don't have. You'll have more of a good experience and you'll save money instead of buying some weird re-release that just doesn't really
Yeah.
make any sense.
See, but they could have added like Dragon Ball Z and like Spyro games to it because people
Yeah.
played those. Why did
You know
they
what?
do that? But
I just thought about
I
that.
still think like the whole download and the memory card thing. Cause don't you remember going over to your friends and you brought your game and to take your game you got to take your memory stick?
Yeah.
It's just like a good feeling of being a good memory.
Exactly. And honestly, when you brought up Dragon Ball, there was actually 2 titles. I know people didn't really like Ultimate Battle 22, but one decent one, which was a really good predecessor to the Bukai series was Dragon Ball GT Final Bout, which
Yes.
at the time, I mean, we didn't really get it here in the States, like when it first came
No.
out, but it wasn't until 2004 they re-released the title, and when I first played it, I was like, it's a little stiff. I mean, it's a PS1 game, right? And the voice
Yeah.
acting was a bit weird, but it was still a pretty decent game, and it had a really good roster. You just had to unlock the characters. The problem was you couldn't really save
Yeah.
the game, and you couldn't.
But
keep
it
the
was
characters.
like the Final Fantasy. A lot of people imported the Japan versions.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of those games were imported before they were released because they had a lot of deals and specials with them than we did.
Oh,
Adapter go.
Alright, so with that being said, now that all the nostalgia's done, let's talk about Red Dead 2 Redemption, whatever, coming to PC.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah, coming to PC.
So yeah, cool. Is it gonna look better? Sure. Is
Yeah.
it gonna have playability? Maybe.
presumably.
They said it's gonna have mod support, so that's something that's big.
We know what that means. You're gonna have people with flying horses and
Well,
rockets out of
it's not gonna be.
assets.
It's not gonna be online. It'll be. It won't
Bro,
be
if you
online.
mod, you're modding on single.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't mod.
Yeah, that's-
online. It's the same thing with GTA Online.
Fucking flying horses, though. I mean, not a bad
Dude,
idea.
I don't care.
Rockstar, wink, wink.
I wouldn't care single mode. I'd definitely put a freaking flying horse in there with turd bombs.
What the hell?
Fucking
But I'll tell you this, though. I did read an article that it said that there will be new single player stuff to do
Oh boy,
for PC. That is.
that's terrible.
And I also. did
But that
read-
leaves us to question: does us console players get it too?
No, they don't get
No.
no console.
Oh,
Yeah.
what?
Fuck. They don't give a fuck.
PC Master Race.
You see,
Look at my hyperdrive.
the thing is, with this game, you're also, if you pre-order it, you're gonna get 2 other classic Rockstar games. What those are up to Rockstar, of course. Probably some booty funk bullshit that nobody wants, but
Red Dead Revolver.
or Red Dead 1.
I found out about it, but it's just like, I don't know, you know?
It's
It's
not
like
worth
some-
remembering.
It's like some obscure title that you don't even know Rockstar even made.
There's a lot
Oh,
of
like
you mean
Oni?
like table tennis?
Or Oni.Oni's a really obscure title these days, which was
I would,
like Ghost
I
of
would say remaster the first Red Dead. That'd be fun to have.
Dude, what
Or
about
their Manhunt series.
or Smuggler's Run? I'm surprised that
Right.
series has been dormant. for
Man,
so long.
oh.
Yeah, Manhunt probably never gonna be brought back. I'm sorry. I mean,
I
it
mean,
was
you can
good,
play it on PlayStation Now if you
Yeah.
pay for the membership.
but that's a series they won't bring back, and not just controversially, but just the fact that there's I think they already been up with the first 2.
I think Japan banned it. I think it was banned in Japan.
It got banned in a shit ton of places. The second one was made illegal in the United States.
Yeah. And they even if you could get a copy of it, it was really toned down on the original release.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so with that being said, we're gonna switch over to some more Fallout stuff, and we're gonna show you a trailer of unreleased game. No, it's not a Bethesda game, but somebody went and messed around with, I don't know, a mod or something, or some kind of creation of some sort, and it's Lego Fallout.
I think you need to Kickstarter people.
Oh yeah.
This
Lego.
thing looks
I mean,
amazing.
I was looking at this man's title, and I
About
will,
that.
no. And I will say this.
Pull up the stream on your phone and watch the video. You'll know.
Yeah, I was looking at this guy's channel. He does a lot of like Lego stuff like that. Like, I mean, I don't remember exactly, but he has like other video games that he put in Lego form. He has other things that he's put in like this sort of form. Like I know he did Red Dead Redemption Lego. It's just, I think he just likes creating trailers, but then again, I don't mind Lego Fallout.
I am super convinced though about it.
Did you guys play Lego Red Dead?
What?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. As long as it's still got the cursing and murder.
So, I just have a feeling you do that. I feel like if your horse ran into something as much as it does on the regular one,
would just
should
explode.
explode. It should explode.
right.
Immediately.
Like when the Lego fucking death.
Yeah, it hits the fucking tree, and it just shatters. Fucking.
Like it shatters you too. It's gotta shatter you and the horse.
It lives like tokens.
Did you guys ever fucking play Lego Star Wars and like
Oh
see
my
fucking Yoda die? That's like, ah!
Dude, I've seen that. It's funny.
Oh my god.
I have not seen that one.
Dude,
Oh my god.
Lego Yoda scream is like one of those really most iconic things I've been too.
It's just so fucking funny because like you never see or hear him do kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like actually die and thing, and when he dies, oh my god, it's dramatic. I mean, you do see him dying the fucking Star Wars thing, and don't tell me, oh no spoilers, because that movie's been out for a while now.
Oh, yeah, it's been
But-
a very long time.
But the thing is,
In
like,
case you haven't seen it, spoiler alert ahead. Okay.
okay, but yeah, he dies and he dies peacefully. Honestly, looking back on it, no, it's getting off track a little bit, but it took a like I just thought, oh yeah, but Yoda's just gonna fucking die, but no. I remember going, alright, he's gonna die, and he's laying there in his deathbed, slowly telling fucking Luke more lore, and he's just like, Yoda, it's okay, you can die now, buddy.
It's died. He transcended.
It's still
You
death.
would leave a body if you died. He did not leave a body.
He transcended.
This almost looks like,
It was called Force Ghost.
looking at the trailer, it looks like he went and redid like 76, but in Lego version.
I think it looks brilliant, honestly. Like it's one of those really well done mods.
Oh my god. Last of Us does Naughty Dog? Last of Us? What?
What?
I didn't know The Last of Us was made by Naughty Dog. This has been such
Yeah.
forever since I
They're
heard
made
anything
by
from
the
them.
same people who did fucking Nathan Drake. How did you not know that?
And
Because
they
the last
also
Naughty
did,
Dog game I played was like PlayStation 1.
Crash Bandicoot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
god.
think the first Jak and Daxter was Naughty Dog, and after that Insomniac got it.
Yeah, but you got to remember that Naughty Dog is a Sony Productions type of kind of thing. So most of the titles you may have familiarized with on Sony PlayStation consoles are definitely with Naughty Dog or well, Konami at the time really sucked up my balls. They were exclusively a PlayStation.
Touch and go machine.
Right. Sorry, that didn't mean to be random. It just surprised me. It's just been forever since I've seen Naughty Dog come up on a game.
Alright.
I don't think Insomniac even does anything anymore.
No, Insomniac.
Yeah.
Well, Sony bought out Insomniac, so they're gonna be doing
I didn't know that. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Hope we get a fucking Tony Hawk's Underground.
Oh
I think we'll be getting
God.
more fucking retarded ass Spider-Man shit because the MCU and all this other dumbass shit with fucking Spider-Man.
The MCU can suck my ridges.
I like the Spider-Man. I want him to
sucks my
out
fucking
of my
ass,
face.
dude. I don't care about
Do you
Spider-Man.
guys remember?
You know
Do you
what?
remember Spider-Man on the PlayStation 1?
Dude, yes.
I loved it.
I missed that one from Activision. I never saw the first one, and then the second one was just like, dude, those are really good. I'm surprised they never made part 3, but I guess the only reason why is because the Spider-Man movie, the first one came out, and
Yeah.
just ever since then, Sony was just like, nah, let's just do our
Well,
own
they
thing.
started
Fuck
focusing
yeah,
on the
get
actual
nasty.
Spider-Man 3 game on the fucking Xbox 360. They stopped focusing on that, and they started focusing on that work.
Fuck that.
You know what I remember? Remember how you used to get demos for PlayStation? Was
Dark
it
Side is fun.
demos on a disc?
Fuck them.
I missed the demos.
I don't care if anybody yells at me. I fucking hate Marvel movies. I really do.
Yeah, you know what?
I don't hate Marvel movies. I'm just sick and tired of them. There's too many now. Why is there like fucking 60 fucking Marvel movies coming out per year? And then it's like, did you see like the 7 fucking Marvel movies that came out this year? And I'm like, no, I haven't, because I have very much other things to do.
And then DC over here is like,
Well,
DC
remember-
over here is like taking a millennium just to publish another film, and then it just kind of sucks.
I know they can't even fucking do it unless it's animated.
Yeah, you know, when they do the live action ones, it just kind of flops a little bit.
Yeah,
Honestly,
don't-
you know, the real reason I don't watch a lot of superhero movies nowadays is because there's just not really much interest for me in it, and it just, there's always too many being published every year. It just sucks. The fucking meme culture that surrounds it gets so cringy. Like,
Yeah.
nobody would shut up about, oh, Ant-Man going up Thanos' ass. Oh, Thanos
Oh
this,
my
Thanos
God.
that. Thanos
Well,
car.
then
Like,
there was
That's
one
what
of
got
him-
Ant-Man killed.
There was another one that said he should cover himself in hot sauce and go up there.
oh my fucking god. Seriously, like, all that talk was just like,
I don't
Dude.
know. I just
Like, that's
I
why
can't
fucking
stand it.
Ant-Man exploded, assholes. Yo,
I
fuck
will
you,
say
Reddit.
this. I did think Robert Downey Jr. did play a good Iron Man. I liked him.
Oh my god, he was amazing as Iron Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. I think Marvel was doing good until they got extremely popular, and the power just went to their head. It was like,
Right.
let's do all this.
We could just make whatever and fucking people watch it because it's
Do you
shit.
remember what else he was a good actor in? Tropic Thunder.
oh yeah.
He's the
He
man.
played a
he's the
black
dude
guy that
playing
was
the
playing a
dude,
white guy
another
that was
dude.
playing a black guy.
I'm like, man, dress up as another
I'm
man.
the dude playing the dude who's playing another dude.
Right.
Remember,
I don't care what anyone says. You never go full retard.
Okay. Well,
the
the next topic on our
Off of that.
The next topic is going to be Feast of Beasts, and then we're going to go into a short little intermission.
Piece of peace. I still fail to understand exactly what Feast of Beasts really is.
So it's a D&D, okay? It's D&D, but Wendy's version.
Oh
of
yeah,
D&D.
it's that fucking Wendy's thing where you fight Ronald McDonald.
Wait, you don't understand
Randy
that,
McDandy.
but you're okay with the KFC dating?
Dude, they came up
Yeah.
with that too when KFC also did their iteration of like some mobile game. I'm like, stop it, just stop. Like, we get it. You're trying to be cool, edgy, and all sorts of like memey, but just stop.
Me.
Like, I understand Wendy's was pretty good at like making roasts out of other companies, but it's just like, this is just getting way out of hand with the whole fucking
But
culture.
then again, yo, dude, it's Wendy's.
Be professional. You're not a kid in college, Wendy's.
We need an anime that's about battling between Popeyes, Chick-fil-A, and KFC with their sandwiches.
Oh.
That's what we need.
No, it needs to be the Colonel, the King, and the Clown. Okay, that's how. Yeah, that's how it goes. This is a thing. Somebody out there do this.
Can we have an origin
DKC.
story about?
But the Colonel's got to be dressed up like the bad guys from Scarface. Like, don't fuck me, I fuck you.
Can we have Randy McDandy become the way that he is because of like the pink slime that makes the burger? That would
Can
be
we
a
make
great Randy McDandy fucking origin.
If
Can
they
we
do
do
that
a movie about this, but like have fucking what's his face that did Pulp Fiction do it?
Fucking Judge Travolta.
No, not the director.
Oh, fucking
director
Quentin
movie.
Tarantino.
Yeah, Quentin Tarantino. Have Quentin Tarantino
Oh my
direct the
God.
whole thing. Like
Yes.
it stars like the Burger King dude, right? The King.
Robert Downey Jr. needs to play the
They're
kid.
going to the Wendy's girl,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And then like
wait,
he sends
wait.
his.
wait. Robert Downey Jr. needs to play the
Be the
Colonel.
Colonel.
Yes.
That could work, honestly.
Okay. Who's playing Randy
Would make
McDandy?
it-
Jaquan Phoenix?
Oh my God.
Oh no. We live in a society where we eat nuggets.
We live in a society
I think when
where
we eat
nuggets are
nuggets.
life.
Exactly.
Alright,
our
so
life.
I think with that being said, we're going to take a short little break. We got a couple commercials, little things that we're not going to discuss in the podcast, but you can, make up your own opinion, or maybe we'll talk about them when we get back. I don't know. But until then, just watch this stuff. It's great. It's amazing.
Little differences make huge impacts. What are the distances between the thumbsticks that are appropriate? What are the ABXY pressure points? We re-engineered Elite Series 2 from the inside out. I designed this controller. This is my first time unboxing it from scratch.
I'm a former Gears 1 and 2 pro player. I used to stay up until like 8 a.m. so I could actually compete with the teams from the US.
I was a former pro Halo player and now I work for 343. I've been using it every day, testing Halo Infinite with it.
I think I'm at about 15,000 followers on Mixer. It gives me an outlet for the things that I'm really passionate about. I want to unbox it.
Nice, shiny box.
This has been probably 3 years in the making. So it's got a little tab. You're able to rip it off here.
Okay, there we go.
Here's the case the controller comes in.
Like you get that Tiffany's box, you take the ribbon off, and then you're opening it, and that's kind of the feeling I get with this one too.
And I'm opening it. It's so pretty.
Oh, wow.
It just feels great.
Oh, I love the finish.
The weight feels amazing.
It's the first time on an Xbox controller that we have an internal battery. You know, we wanted to bring a premium experience to the controller, so internalizing this battery allows us to have better aesthetics, better build quality on the controller itself.
I remember them saying there's actually, yes, there is a charger built into this case.
Place it on the dock itself, and it's always charging.
Even when you run out of battery, which is not often, by the way.
Each charge gives you up to 40 hours of gameplay.
Are you kidding? 40 hours.
What we've done new on this is we've shortened them a little bit so that there's no accidental actuation of them. And we've actually increased the force to fire on them so they're a little bit snappier.
As soon as I see the paddles, I just think of all the possibilities for certain spell slots or whatever I happen to be using at any given time.
The main thing with the paddles is just not taking your thumbs off the thumbsticks.
When the Halo 5 beta came out, I was taking my thumb off the thumbstick to press thrust, and I would lose that aim for a second. My opponent would be taking advantage of that split-second difference and winning the battle.
These two, I have them to switch between the Lancer and the Gnasher.
We designed this for the top players, but it actually allowed everybody to play better. Series 1, we had 2 positions for the trigger. We actually added a 3rd position here, the hair trigger.
Yeah, so it's these little side adjusters.
So this is one of those little things that I was talking about where it actually matters how fast you can press the trigger.
I know certain weapons in Halo, like the plasma pistol, helps a lot because you can just constantly spam it.
One of my favorite features, you're actually able to adjust the tension to 3 different positions. It's a specially custom-made tool.
This guy.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So I just feel like the tension helps me aim a lot.
A weapon like the battle rifle would benefit from that.
When you go to the tightest tension, you actually go back to the 360 controller tension. The feedback that we get, we've given these to fans, both at E3 and Gamescom, we turn the tension back, we give them this thumbstick, and you say, just feel this. Does it feel like the old 360? And it brings them back.
All you have to do is click one button.
So there's 1, 2, and 3. When they're all off, the controller goes back to a default setting.
I have a Rocket League profile and I have a Fortnite profile.
A profile for Gears, a profile for Destiny.
An MMO go-to, that'll have its own preset and I'll be good to go.
So 3 custom, 1 default.
I cannot imagine living without that nowadays, honestly. Oh, I see.
Here's the cable. Cool. You know it's gonna last a while.
You have all these extra accessories here.
I don't have enough hands. Oh, wait, there's a Xbox Game Pass Ultimate Code.
14-day.
14-day trial, so that's always nice.
If I show that to the camera, can we just like give it for one of our viewers? If you get that, congrats.
We take great care in designing this controller. It's been a huge, huge passion project for 3 years for a lot of people at Microsoft. We're just hoping that people love this controller.
All right, and we
15.
are back. So our next topic will be Terminator Resistance. And I believe we have a trailer for that. Yes, we do.
And we have an expert on Terminator here.
Yes.
Go ahead, Nacho.
Oh yeah, so I did see this Terminator Resistance thing, and honestly, I was kind of reminded of Terminator Salvation's title, but that one was like really shitty though. The last time we had a good Terminator game, I think was when Part 3, like the movie came out, the 2 of them. They did the official game, and then they did a completely different one, had a cover, like that Terminator that has like a Gatling in one hand. I think that was a bad one. But honestly, I feel like Terminator Resistance is going to be a really, really good, promising game. Especially like that, I know it's kind of irrelevant, but there was a Predator game that was in the talks for a while, and I think it's supposed to be happening too. Honestly, they're going in the right direction. I just hope that we can at least get some more in story, kind of like that game, Terminator Dawn of Fate, if any of y'all are familiar with that title. It was another PS2 game where you run around as Kyle Reese and several other characters that weren't seen in the films. But definitely, I do want to see more of like exploring the lore of like the future in the Terminator series. Probably revisiting more iconic moments, perhaps some strong connections to the films. I mean, that's definitely gonna be promising. What is your guys' thoughts on all this?
I think this is a
The
cash
game
grab.
looks really fucking great.
It looks great,
I mean,
but I
this one,
think it's
looking
a
at it.
cash grab for the
It's
new
very
movie.
Doom-esque.
Yeah, I feel like it has that like Doom-based kind of thing, but it probably may work pretty well. I have strong feelings that it's gonna
To
be.
to me, it looks good, but I thought Arnold isn't doing the voice acting for it though.
No, I'm pretty sure like his character won't be too involved. It's like Mortal Kombat 11 when they introduced him, it wasn't even his voice, but they have his likeness.
Like when they did Salvation movie, that was just his head cropped onto a robot.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, it was just
I
like
don't know.
CG.
It's definitely something that I would play. I'm usually not into that kind of, game, but I'd play it. I like the graphics.
It looks amazing. It looks fucking amazing. Is what I'm saying. I mean, I'm not a really big fan of the Terminator series, but I'd say the game looks really, really fucking good. Is it being made by?
Forgot actually.
Whoops.
I mean, the last Terminator game I played was an arcade one.
Yeah.
Was it T2?
Yep.
Oh, that was a good one.
Well, I mean, like the ones you actually had to go to the arcade and play.
Yeah, the T2 arcade game was actually pretty good. There was a different one. It was like 3D. It was based on Salvation. It was okay, but it wasn't really a big fan of that one. I think it was like Raw Thrills game, because I know Raw Thrills, they make kind of similar times like Fast and the Furious. They did a Jurassic Park one, which was really weird, by the way, but it worked out alright in some parts.
Jurassic Park one.
Yeah, it was the one where like the T-Rex doesn't look much like the T-Rex in the movie. It's all weirdly colored. You're driving in these weird like futuristic jeeps all over the jungle. You fight the Spinosaurus. It's like literally all
you're
weird.
talking about the newer one. Yeah, that one was weird. It was like different colored one.
Honestly, when it comes to those arcade games, I like the actual official license. Like the Lost World, definitely my most favorite arcade game of all time. I love that one.
Under 10 was when you went and played like a Chuck E. Cheese and stuff.
Yeah. Or like the original Jurassic Park arcade machine. I mean, there's all these original arcade machines that are way better than the weird raw thrill ones that they do nowadays.
Love to buy one. They're expensive.
Oh
yeah. A lot of value for those.
And I assume Arnold's character would be in it because he's in the movie, the new movie Resistance coming out. So.
Yeah. Arnold sees the fucking pod.
I would think it'd be pretty cool is if they do a collector's edition for it and you get like an old figure or something to like, because I mean it would not be the same without him.
Yeah, honestly, it could use a splash of Arnold. Honestly,
I want a miniature Arnold that screams at me when I need to wake up.
Like Mini-Me, but an Arnold
Get the
version.
fuck out the bed! No! Fucking foaming at
I just want to be roommates with them, so like a tiny version of Arnold, and then he has like tiny weightlifting sets.
Put on some fucking deodorant now! No!
Him in the 80s.
It's like a tiny
And,
little Arnold, like a toddler body running at you.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
A muscular toddler body.
Oh my lord. That would
Yes.
just look hilarious.
But he can't change his diaper, you have to help.
Like Robot Chicken.
Yeah.
Alright, so with the whole Terminator thing, we're gonna get into a newer title that I just found out this week about, and that is Moon of Madness.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for it.
It looks good.
Oh my god. Gameplay looks fucking amazing. I hope that it comes out to be like that, because I don't know, multiplayer games as of recent. Usually when you get them, it's not exactly how you it would be. Yeah, I'm hoping this time it will.
To be honest, when I watch it, like, it looks really good. Like, being honest, I would play it, but I kind of get that weird feel. Like, I don't know if you guys played the game Agony. Just like you hide, or like the new Alien game that came out where you're just hiding.
Well, the new Alien game, I like it because it tells a great story and it's actually thoroughly scary. Agony just was hot garbage. That's all it was.
Oh, yeah, you know, it made a lot of people mad because they censored a lot of it, but yet it wasn't like that for the PC. But only the console, they censored it.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, they censored the hell out of it for console.
Terrible.
But in all you do is, like, people would have loved to been able to fight back, like, control a demon fight. But no, you didn't.
Well, yeah, but look, it's for games like Outlast. You're supposed to be there for the story, not to like sit here and try to play a specific fighting style game. I know everyone, when they play a game, for some odd reason, they want to attack back, but this styles of games, yeah.
Honestly, it's all
style
about
of games is just different.
It's all
I'm
about
not gonna lie. I play Outlast because it's actually set up to be a horror game. That would be a really good game.
And it's fun. Same thing with the new Alien game, the Isolation. It's great because they do it in a certain way. It's a certain gameplay. If you have a game, let's say like an Outlast, where you could just kill everyone you meet, it's not gonna be scary. It's gonna just be, alright, what motherfucker's face to bash in next? That's the point that they're trying to make when they make these games, is that your life is actually in danger. You're helpless. There's nothing you could do but try to go. It's just the game and how it's played.
Yeah. People will often look back to the original Resident Evil as a formula that people should go for, but honestly, I feel like we need more games where like you can kind of defend yourself, but not to where you can actually kill the assailant. Like, you can only get away from them for so long or do something, but the reality is you're an average Joe Schmo with really no skills to survive, so it's really up to you to figure out ways on how to survive. Like, I think that's the whole thing that's survival horror these days. Like, they're getting some elements right. Like, the Evil Within kind of did well in some places, but I feel like a lot of the games like, around from that time and more recently, they're really missing that strong survival element. Like, Resident Evil 7 was a pretty decent title. It had its pros and cons, I'll give you that. But again, there's hardly a lot like it's following that. Like, I think a perfect series that I could really, really, suggest that has a really good element of survival horror where you can only do so much to defend yourself is Clock Tower. That's a really good series.
Oh man,
dude, Clock Tower.
I know about Clock Tower. The point and click, right?
Yeah, the original, like the very first one. Like,
the guy that has the fucking
the scissors,
the head trimmer series. Oh my god, I played that actually. I loved it.
Honestly, that is a prime example of how survival horror should be, emulated. Not to like point and click, but I mean like at least the elements of it. I mean the sequels that came after, well, not including part 3. Well, part 2, well, we don't really talk about that one, but like, the first two, like the Famicom one, and then the one that they did for the PlayStation 1, that was kind of a direct sequel following up the events after the first game, I think were really good. It's like actual real good survival horror. And at this time, this was around when Resident Evil 1 was actually, still a thing. So they were getting something right at this time. Nowadays, those games just don't have that kind of that magic, that element. It's like, I think another good series, Fatal Frame was a prime example. Same with Siren. And it's just, honestly, I feel like just a lot of games nowadays just need to be like all those older titles, specifically much like Clock Tower. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. All right, so what's next?
Alrighty, the next title is going to be, or not next title, but the next one for the podcast topic is going to be Atomic Heart.
Oh my god. So this fucking game looks so tasty, dude. Oh my god. I want to lick it. Like that weird ass white thing on the screen right now and all this shit going on. It's very Fallout-esque, but it's not. You can tell that there is something unique and crazy going on here. It's RPG, it's MMO RPG, I'm guessing, and it's free roam, and it's just do what you want. The weaponry looks kind of interesting, and the scenery, it's really like, what the fuck is going on right now with these giant water droplets and there's shit inside of it? Like,
It kind of reminds me of like if it was something based off of like Spores, but it's Fallout and Call of Duty or something like that.
Here's the thing. I heard
Fallout
that
like drugs.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I heard the gameplay was supposed to be mainly melee based. And at some point, you will gain weaponry in which you could just shoot and all that. But the thing is I could see what Jim Jam's saying, how it looks like Fallout, because it's a dystopian future of events that inspired differently in the timeline. So instead of like certain things being a certain way, I think this is like, I think it was like 1970 something or whatever, or not even 70, I think it was even present day, but it just had still the USSR Russia still doing its thing with many weird creations. And as you can see, there were like zombies or robots, there was matter and material being manipulated on a grand scale, and it looks like it just all either shit out and cut loose or something crazy went wrong. It's great.
Anybody else have an
the
opinion
game looks
on
fucking great.
I feel like it kind of reminds me of the other game that we talked about. It's like robot-y. That's not really like the correct term that I want to use, but I feel like a lot of the games that we're talking about,
weird.
It does, but I think I'd play it.
Honestly, it looks like something I would probably. Looks like
honestly, like it looks like it's rich in story, and it's just there's gotta be some explanation to a lot of the stuff that's going on.
Very interesting.
I believe
Very
this was,
Things look good.
I believe it was
I like the
shown at
graphics.
E3. And again, this is pre-alpha, so this is like, we don't know what else is to come. I mean, they could show us way more next year or 2 years from now. No, I don't think there's an actual release date on this game yet.
This is gonna be a game competing with Cyberpunk. Remember that.
Cyberpunk
yeah.
and Death Stranding.
Not only that, but
This game doesn't have
I heard this game is actually a sequel to another game that they created. It was a car game. It was like a it was like one of the roller coaster-esque like shooting gallery things. Rush of Blood, if you guys know what that is.
Oh yeah, that VR title.
Yeah, so it's gonna be that's what the like first game was set like. I don't know if there was any story in that. I never played it. Never really looked into it, but I do know it's a predecessor of that.
Yeah, it just looks it looks so aesthetically pleasing, and it's pre-alpha footage, and it looks that good.
Well, look at it. Like, look at the water just like freaking moving around and
What
stuff.
the
It's
fuck
like
is that crazy white thing in the beginning? Like, what the fuck is
that
that?
robot thing with a bunch of eyes and shit.
No, the thing with fur, the white fur thing.
Oh,
in the
that
beginning. Like, that
Oh, yeah, that's with the
That was
blood
creepy.
around it. and
That was the
just-
weirdest fucking looking thing, but it had like singular strands of that hair-like shit on it, and it's like, what the
It looked like a
fuck
fungus.
is- Yeah, it looked fucking good though, and this is pre-alpha.
It looked like a bunny.
Yeah, something had to happen. Something crazy and catastrophic.
Well, look, like everything's fucking dead.
Well, yeah. Well, if you look at games like, let's say, BioShock, let's look at the first one. They were Rapture. They were a technologically advanced society, and what had occurred to them was, through technological advancement, also came the devastating effects that happened to them. There's the splicers, the genes not be able to be controlled, all this other crazy shit.
The weaponry looks fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Look at this fucking thing.
And then like you look at this thing, and then I feel like it's the same thing that happened. Like they made science go way too far. Something has had to happen. Whatever it was is catastrophic.
Let's laying a beating on his ass.
Dude, I'm saying, but like that fucking electrified club thing is a very unique looking weapon, dude. Like I don't see enough games utilizing stuff like that.
Last time I ever saw something similar to that was Dead Island.
Yeah.
That's what this game kind of reminds me of, just like the physics almost.
Reminds me of Wolfenstein too.
Yeah, that's
getting
another.
more of a Dead Rising feel if you're building your weapons.
Yeah, that's another. I was just thinking of. I was like, wait a minute. That whole like pulling a MacGyver or Mr. Bean kind of shit just to make something different.
Fucking MacGyver.
or
MacGruber.
MacGruber?
Yeah.
MacGruber?
Grover.
When did you say the release date for this one was?
I don't believe there is a release date yet. This is just pre-alpha footage. This was shown back at E3 last year, and we'll probably get maybe some more information about it this year or maybe next year.
Next year.
AKA, they're just working on it.
Yeah, they're probably just working on a lot of the kinks. They're trying to.
But it looks fucking amazing.
Yeah, honestly, I would definitely
I'd
get
go on that roller coaster.
Dodging that fucking roller coaster shit during that, dude. Like, that's gotta be an intense moment.
Oh yeah, more intense.
But
than
think about the
GTA.
story that it can do for this. Like, it's just like possibilities are endless. This it's a whole new world, whole new lore, and a whole new mystery. And I'm excited to learn it and figure it out.
They got my money.
And they got mine too.
They fucking stole my bank account information.
I want
I'd
to
play
know
it.
more about it, though. I mean, yes, it looks good on paper. There's a lot of games that have looked good on paper just in the last couple years, but without really getting to know more about it and getting a feel for it, I don't want to go into it spending $60, $50, $60, $70 or however much. I mean, of course it's going to be 60, but I don't want to spend the money and then it turns out to be a flop. Because, I mean, again, it's just alpha, so they could cut a lot of this stuff.
Damn, that man is getting the shit whipped out of him in this trailer, dude. Like, no lie, the fuck out of his face. Oh, that's what I'm saying.
This is like one of those games where I'd have to get used to first person.
Where's the music in the background?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Anyway,
Are those chickens?
Is that chicken? Oh my god, the chicken,
no.
Daddy.
Is that that's a fucking chicken.
There was a cow there, too.
What the fuck? That's
What?
a cow. What in the world?
Oh, so they kind of do like,
This is some SCP shit.
yeah.
yeah, I was about to say that. Like, it looks like robots took over, and then
Please let it be that way.
oh my god, I would love to see this dystopian future.
They're cultivating plant life and probably some organisms at least, or kind of like cultivating something. I'm not sure, but I get that vibe that they're trying to do some little bit of
Science.
mass producing. Yeah, science. I like that aspect. I feel like it's gonna be interesting, and then some things looks like it's going haywire. So this is gonna be an interesting concept. I like where this is going.
I hope
It just freaks me out. It's just like it's weird. It looks like a giant human-like fungus. It's got like a weird mouth like a leech, and it's got blood covered on it.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous looking.
I don't know if you guys seen the end there, but that giant like huge like
mech thing. Like
mech
what the
thing,
fuck was that?
That reminds me of like the Incredibles, like when whatever his face was on that big huge like
the big drill thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The drill ball.
The mold miner dude.
No, the
We got
drill
his
ball
name.
thing. The drill ball thing that was like,
Underminer.
shooting lasers.
Drill ball. Oh man.
Shit ball.
That Buddy was on. Buddy was on it. Yeah. I don't remember his like villain name, but Buddy. Buddy was on that like big huge ball thing that could like grab people and like shoot lasers, and that's what that reminds me of.
You're
You get a strong Fallout vibe from how the weapons and stuff sound, but like it'd be like someone on drugs experiencing Fallout, but deadlier and more detailed.
Deadlier and more detailed.
I think our next topic is a little controversial, but I mean, it's whatever. I mean, there's a lot of controversial topics, but the game itself is probably pretty controversial, and you'll probably see why if you've never seen this title.
Oh boy. So I know what this is, and this is Postal.
Oh my god, I love Postal.
Instant demonetization.
Dude.
Postal 4 to be exact. It's in pre-alpha, early access on Steam. You can buy it right now. I think it's like $15.
Oh my god.
If you've never played Postal 2, even though it's like fucked up, it's pretty fun. It's like the things you couldn't do in GTA, and it's kind of like really weird, funny, dark, mischievous, like fuck up.
Pissing on people has got to be a fun thing, I guess.
It is pretty funny.
Doing like hardcore drugs and shit, that's what they put in there.
I feel like this game looks like a combination of Postal 2 and 3, which obviously nobody
Oh my god.
Holy
Postal 4, no regrets.
No regrets.
No regrets.
I mean, it is in like beta or alpha. I forgot which one.
Early access.
But
What the fuck?
yeah, early, it's in early alpha.
I regret nothing.
It's in you could play it now, but it is really buggy.
John St. John. So in case y'all don't know who that is, that's also the voice of Duke Nukem.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go Nacho.
Also, if you've seen Sonic, I forgot the character's name, the big purple bunny dude. He's
Oh my god, nobody. Oh, Big the Cat.
Yeah.
At least we have one Sonic expert in this house.
It's been so long since I've learned about Sonic, but
Speaking of
Yeah.
Sonic, what about has
I still
anybody
know
heard any
it.
production, like what's the Sonic movie looking like right now?
Can we just forget about it already? Like,
I've heard some news that there's renditions of it, and that people in the studio, they've been asking, like, because the director's been asking people in the studio, does it look nice or not? And they've been saying it's looked good. But then again, who really is a true Sonic fan in there?
No,
And
not really. A lot of
Then
people.
your boss is asking you if something looks good, so are you just gonna say you like it?
Dude, honestly, that's my problem with Hollywood these days, especially when they made like movies based off like familiar franchises like Tekken, Mortal Kombat. Well, actually no, the first Mortal Kombat was good. Annihilation was a piece of shit, but Dragon Ball Evolution was a prime example. It's like, did anyone actually follow the source material or actually seen the shit? It's like they kind of got a basic synopsis of how the story goes, but they just didn't really follow, you know, the real the thing.
He said though.
You know what movie did worse than that? The Street Fighter movies.
Oh my god. Okay, the first one.
Jesus Christ.
I feel like the first one was such a novelty for how bad it was, but Legend of Chun-Li was the most stupidest one I ever seen. I was like, dude, like when it went straight to DVD, I was just like looking at the bonus features, how they try to compare the movie characters with the video game characters. They look nothing alike. I'm like, who the fuck made this, man? Like, why would they even make a movie like that? I was like, no, I would rather kick myself in the nuts watching, watching the live action Mortal Kombat betting series that they did in the early 2000s than to watch The Legend of Chun-Li. Like, come on.
Bitch, give me my money.
The last movie I saw that went straight to DVD was like the original Evil Dead, Ash versus Evil and Tremors.
Oh, God, the remake that they did.
Tremors! Jesus Christ!
Dude, Tremors.
The first 3 Tremors were good.
Go,
After
you
that,
fucking
4,
tortoise.
5, 6, 7, and making an 8th one now. Just
Oh
weren't
my
that
God.
good.
They need to stop beating it with a dead horse, man. Honestly,
They went to Africa,
Beating it with the dead
Alaska.
horse or beating it with a stick? Because, like...
they're beating it with a dead Tremor, or a Graboid as we know him. Seriously.
They're cutting the fault line.
You could deal with the ass blasters and stuff, but anything after 3
Ew.
was just
Oh,
bad.
yeah, that's like the ass blasters. I remember that.
Bastards.
I like that second form where it looks kind of like a dinosaur. It was kind of interesting.
The second
Wasn't that the one where they froze them?
Yeah, it was in the second movie, like when they're introduced to the ones that are bipedal. They look kind of like
Bipedal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when they evolved or shed. Like it was like a
Yeah.
caterpillar turning into something.
yeah. That one was a really interesting one, and I think was it based off of like sound or something like that they would
No,
detect.
the
was
original
heat.
graboids were based off of like movement sounds in the earth. The second
Yeah.
ones, the third versions, were based off of heat signals. So they did
Yeah.
anything with the heat signature. That's how they found you with heat.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of.
Alright, so we're going to move into the last and final topic of the night. I want to thank everybody that has helped put this together. That'd be Jim Jam, Teal, sorry, not Teal, Nacho, Neon, Red Eyes, Harley, and of course you guys, the fans out there. And if you're not a fan, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. There's more things to come. There's I believe another little small Halloween podcast that we're gonna do tomorrow with Red Eyes, and maybe Nacho will do some Resident Evil. I think both of them are gonna do like one of the billion Resident Evil games out there. But with that being said, we're gonna move into the mystery topic of the night, which nobody knows what
Nobody's
it is.
been informed of this topic, so
And-
it's gonna be a big surprise.
And that topic is what got you into gaming.
Ooh. Ah, okay. Well, shit.
Oh, wow. We'll go around the room. Everybody can explain. I don't care how much time you take. Just say what got you into gaming.
You first.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You have time to think about this.
I already know what it is for me. I mean, honestly, so for most of everybody who doesn't know, except for my collective group of colleagues here, I was born with a disability, so I really can't do much. Yes, I can walk. Okay, I know there's gonna be those assholes out there that are gonna be like, hey, he's in a wheelchair. No, I can walk, asshole, so shut the fuck up before you fucking make that goddamn stupid ass comment.
Jesus.
And,
Chill out. Chill out. Chill out.
Monetize.
Savage as fuck.
But I can walk, okay? I can't play sports. I really can't do much that's physical activity. So I think I got my
He has
first.
braces on his legs,
Yes, I have
guys.
braces on my legs. I think the first gaming console I ever played was like the original PlayStation 1, and that was my cousin's. I went over to my cousin's house a lot, and that's what got me into gaming, is just playing video games with him. And then eventually I got my own PS2, and so forth and so on. And then I eventually met all of these wonderful people.
Aww.
Well, some of them are wonderful, not all of them. Jim Jam. I love you, Jim Jam.
Harley to go next.
Oh boy. Okay, so so the first system I ever played was an Xbox. And the only, the original Xbox. Okay, and the only game that I knew how to play was a BMX game.
Oh my god, wait a minute. I think I know what you're talking about.
Wow.
Fuck, Teal, you know this. I mean, Max, whatever your fucking name is today. Fucking
What was it? I didn't hear that part. What was it?
BMX game, what is it? Xbox,
Man.
original Xbox. Somebody's gotta know this.
Alright.
There were a bunch
The
of
thing I
games
remember
like
playing
those.
was Halo.
Halo.
But just because a buddy of mine, we used to get.
Wait, was it BMX versus like ATVs or something weird like that?
Yeah, and like you would like. Okay, so the only thing that I would know how to do is go to the mountain, because if you go so far up the mountain, it like shoots you back onto the map.
I know what game you're talking about.
Like it shoots you back onto the map because you've gone too far. I don't even remember.
It's
I think that was like
obscure, but it's there.
it's such an old game though. And then after that, I got my brother played Halo, and I watched him, and that's how I learned that I do not like that game.
Ooh. Well, that's Halo.
And eventually down the line, I got a PlayStation 2. And I played Blood Rain.
Oh, Blood Rain. Oh, Blood Rain. Woo.
I still have that PlayStation and that game.
I have fucking played Blood Rain like 8 times.
Those weird things that popped out of the bodies of like floating penises with tails.
What the fuck?
I never heard of that. Jesus Christ.
It was the one where like you went to the hospital and they had these things that were inside of, like, it was like the neck and head above, and they'd pop out and they'd have a tail and everything, and they could take over dead bodies. It was weird.
It's fucked up.
That's weird.
So who's next?
Oh, I guess
Where'd
I
you
could
go, Jim Jam? Oh yeah. Go
So,
to yeah.
Go, Max.
So, man, I honestly don't know how I started getting into gaming, but I know this was like sometime in the early 2000s. I was probably like 4 or 5 at the time. I played a lot of interesting titles that came out around this time period or were shortly released, maybe some few years prior. My fondest memory was playing the Lost World Jurassic Park on the PlayStation 1, which, by the way, still holds to be my favorite action platformer game.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I have a special edition one.
Yeah.
Hello.
And,
It makes me want to lick it. Sorry.
Sorry, I just lost track for a minute there. But there were other really good games during that time, like, I wasn't really too big with street racing, but there was a Japanese racing game called Tokyo Highway Battle, which was definitely one of my favorites. Definitely K1 Grand Prix, which is like kickboxing that no one's really heard of in years nowadays. Everyone's always watching like UFC, but K1 was pretty cool for its time. Then you had Jackie Chan's Stuntmaster. That was like one of the most funniest fun games I'd ever played. Tekken 3 was another good one, Metal Gear Solid. So I grew up with a lot of these interesting titles people have heard of and some that haven't. I was not really introduced to Silent Hill at the time, or other titles like, like Final Fantasy. I was never really into that. But honestly though, like I did grow up with some really good titles, mostly fighting games, some racing, some are like action games. But, gaming over the years has kind of helped me get some brilliant ideas for like projects. Sometimes it just serves as inspiration. Because of how memorable the original PlayStation was, I actually make music under a name. It's through Bandcamp and SoundCloud. And I went back under the guise of GS97, which stands for Gray Station, referencing the PlayStation and the color of the console, which is like just a regular gray color. And I always look back to my days of playing PlayStation, you know, just something memorable about the graphics and just the replay value of certain titles. And, you know, for their time, it was something brilliant. And then when PlayStation 2 hit the scene, it's like, you know, it was a big game changer. But I will always, no matter what, look back to PS1 because it was a very interesting time. There's a lot of games that were made during that period of when, you know, there was a lot of innovation in the gaming industry. There's just some titles you won't ever see again. Like, I mean, let's just be honest. You won't see another game like definitely like Jackie Chan Stuntmaster. You won't see anything like, man, obviously Tekken 3 was definitely of its own thing. I mean, they've continued to go on with the series, and I mean, it's gone so well. I mean, they finally reached part 7 after like how long has it been now? You know, honestly, I just love gaming in general. Like, it's a thing that helps me, you know, just kind of get ideas. Sometimes it's just always cool to meet people, especially when so cool meeting some interesting individuals that were, you know, all about just chilling, getting to know each other. Then you had some toxic people, but I think the fun thing about gaming was just getting to know people who were interested in the same things and had some, you know, funny things to talk about, even brilliant ideas for like projects that they want to do in the future. That's how I came to know a lot of interesting individuals that I still talk to this day. There's one that, well, he's not here presently for the stream. He could have been, but he's off doing something, I'm assuming. Then, of course, I met you guys, you know, in much recent years, and it's always been a really cool experience just playing all these different titles. I mean, y'all got me into playing a lot of interesting games, like The Forest. Obviously, I'm playing Monopoly. I've never played Monopoly on a console.
That's what fucking happens when you hang out around here. You end up playing fucking board games, like a real man.
Like, I've heard of Monopoly on the N64. I never played it, and I heard it was interesting, but playing it on here, it's always fun, you know, just chill with you guys, talk about a lot of things like we're doing right now for the stream. And, you know, I honestly, gaming is definitely good. That's all I can say.
Alright. My thing that got me into gaming was way back in the original Xbox and even the original PlayStation and PlayStation 2 days. I've always seen other people play these games, and I kind of wanted to try it, and I don't know, I was gravitated, I was allured to it, like, I needed to do it. And then eventually, the original Xbox got passed down to me. And, you know, my first game was Halo, the original Halo, and I started playing it and I gave up on it. I never went back to it. Then I thought my gaming days were over. But Halo 2 came out, and I don't know, something wanted me to get it just because I wanted to reminisce about old days. And I started playing it, and it was the first game I've ever beat. And ever since then, I've done nothing but non-stop try to go back and either beat games, see what they're about, learn the lore, see the world, do things I never thought I would ever do in a game. It was great. So that's the reason why I play these types of games, do these things. It is that this world and everything in these games are great. Like, it's honestly amazing. And then nowadays with the people that you can meet, the things that you could do, I wouldn't have met these guys over here. And I'm glad I did, because they're amazing people.
We all love each other.
Yes.
Go Red Eyes.
Well, my gaming experience started when you used to have dial-up internet, and I played on a PC.
Oh shit!
And I had the old school little joystick, and I played the little motocross games on it and the boat racing games and everything. But the very first game I ever played was on the PC, and it was Carnivores, and then Carnivores 2.
Hell yeah.
If you remember those games, those are pretty old.
Hell
I
yeah.
know
They
they
were pretty
did redo the Carnivores for the PS3. It was way better graphics and everything, but it really lagged and prolonged in like how you unlock other dinosaurs. It was very it was good how they redid them, but it wasn't as good as they could. Then after that, I went to PlayStation 1 for one of the first games I ever played, which I can't remember what it was called, but it had the helicopter. You flew around on the helicopter, you like you blew stuff up and everything. It was like something my dad got, because we got the system because my dad got it. Cause he used to play that. I went to Pyro, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, and then after that, it was PlayStation 2. The first one there was the Jak and Daxter series and everything. I still love Dino Crisis. I get every chance I can, I play that one. You know? PS3. First ever game I played online was a Big Mag. It was kind of like, it was like a generic version. Yeah, it was like a generic version of Call of Duty.
Shit.
It was like one of the first few games that came out like with that Hive game.
That was still Call of Duty.
Right. It wasn't bad. Then I got to PS4 and I met you guys. What really got me started playing games was like a lot of kids, not very popular in school, got picked on it. Gaming was kind of a way to get wrapped up in a story, and break away from the real world and actually have fun, this whole new world and all this different sites and everything.
Yeah, fucking fantastic.
I do have to say that online gaming would not have become a thing for me if it hadn't have been for Red Eyes and you guys.
I understand that. We're a very welcoming community of people.
So with that being said,
Sometimes.
the only one that hasn't gone
So
is you.
to end this podcast off, I guess I'll go ahead and give a little bit of history. My first system was a Sega Genesis.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
My first system was a Sega Genesis, and if you ever played on a Sega Genesis, you had an awesome life. Because that system and its longevity and the games that it offered and just the selection, it was amazing. That's where you got Sonic the Hedgehog from, and that's where you got a lot of good titles that even some of them exist still to this day, like Castlevania and stuff like that, which, I mean, that was an NES thing too, but it really flourished on the Sega Genesis because of the graphical stuff. Then I moved up to the N64, and I have to say that Pokemon Snap was one of those games that
Oh yeah, that's a good.
it was awesome for me because it was a really good game. It was Pokemon Snap. Okay, and I also used to play Tonic, which I don't know what a lot of people even know what Tonic is, but that's a very fucking off-brand anything. Coming in the gaming world, it's just not something that people would play. And I moved on to higher consoles, of course, the PS1. I always enjoyed playing the Rayman series in Gex. Loved Gex. Fucking loved Gex. And I have to say that I've had a truly unique experience with gaming in general, just because I've played a lot of the titles that are really cult classics today. And those were fresh games. Those had just come out. And a lot of the people that I meet haven't really been able to play those titles. So, on the other hand, it's really like I moved into higher consoles, of course, and then when Modern Warfare came out, I got into professional gaming, and I did Modern Warfare for a little while professionally, and that's how I fucked up my hands. Now I'm here on PS4, and I've been here on PS4. I used to play PC a lot too before my PC had gotten stolen from me tragically. I used to do a lot of Days on there. For people that don't know what DayZ is, that's an Arma mod, and it's actually a really popular Arma mod. And I kind of flourished on there. And GTA 5, of course, I can go on for fucking 10 years about what I've done in GTA 5 and all that. But I have to say that gaming really, the reason why I'm in gaming is only because it allows me to be able to do what I want when I want, and I can't really do that anywhere else. And I can build my own story just based on the things that have happened with the game and the things that I've done and the things that I've seen and a lot of the cool stuff. So, I mean, gaming is just an all-around pleasure thing for me.
Yeah, I like the adventure of it.
Fuck yeah, it's all about the adventure.
It's an escape from your everyday life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there's always a fantastic lore that most games you'll play have that will veer you away from like the real life world and just entangling with something that you can at least relate to, you know?
Absolutely, absolutely.
And speaking of Castlevania, have any of you seen the TV show on Netflix for it?
No.
No, I haven't seen it, but I've been really wanting to.
I have to. I heard it's really good. I've heard good things about it.
It's pretty gory too, so that's much. I heard it was well, as far as I know, it's supposed to be a recreation of Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse. I thought that was pretty cool, but I have yet to see something that follows up on something like Symphony of the Night, maybe the original Castlevania, or probably Part 2. Dude, I think Part 2 could probably get a series, you know, of Simon Belmont on a quest to find Dracula's body parts, put them back together, and then just kill him, just to end a curse that is probably going to end up killing him. I think that could work.
Alright then, but
guys,
I'd hate to cut this short, guys, but that's about all the time that we have for tonight. Of course, I'd like to thank you all for coming out to Atomic Cast Gaming, and you know, or not Atomic Cast, we're fucking Spawnkill now, right? Yeah. I forget. Look, we're in the middle of this name change thing. This is fairly recent, people. Bear with me, but here at Spawnkill, we'd like to thank you if you can like and subscribe and just kind of tune in for our weekly video content. We try to bring you a lot of stuff, even though, you know, our schedules are kind of conflicting and restricting. We still want to bring everything to you guys, and remember, everything is better if you can find the Spawnkill or something. I don't know. Thank you.
Yeah,
say bye, guys.
With that being said,
Bye.
Y'all take it easy, everyone. Stay cool.
Bye.
Stay retro.
And I want to say, always wear a condom. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment, rate, and do all that good stuff. We'll have a video probably for you tomorrow or sometime in the near future. But thank you guys.
No.